Some viewers were a little confused after watching the Tuesday, May 2 episode of The Young and the Restless when Audra reported to Elena, "I've tracked down JT Hellstrom." In fact, that statement alone left them asking, "Wait, isn't JT dead?" And as the episode continued to play out, they saw for themselves that JT was very much still alive. Nonetheless, the details of what had happened upon his last return seemed a little blurry. You know, when he attacked Victoria and Nikki came to her rescue and knocked him out cold, dead cold. Or so she thought, and she, Sharon and Phyllis buried his body. Let's take it back to 2017 when JT made his big return to Genoa City. In the beginning of the year, Reed appeared on his mother's doorstep and informed that his dad and Mac were not only having a baby but were moving to Poland for his job. Since Reed and JT had been having issues, via phone calls, JT and Victoria decided it was best that he stay with her. However, at the end of the year, JT arrived in town as an online investigator for the U.S. Treasury Department, which was looking into Newman Enterprises dealings. When it came to light that Nikki had stolen money from Victor, JT helped clear Newman and kept Nikki from going to prison for embezzlement. Victoria and JT reconnected during his return, and he revealed that Mac had filed for divorce. This led to them reflecting on their own past, and one night, an argument over their son and the reasons for their failed marriage led to them making love on her stairs. Not only that, Victor caught them going at it in her living room the following day. JT stood up to Victor, which surprised Victoria, and this is where she began noticing a change in her ex. As JT and Victoria's relationship rekindled, he developed a violent streak, and when he learned Victoria had called Mac, after he told her to stay out of their issues, he became verbally and physically abusive. After Victoria slapped him, JT tried to choke her, and when Victor confronted him, a scuffle ensued and Victor fell down the stairs, and JT left him for dead. JT covered his tracks and convinced Victoria to go to Hawaii, but she later broke things off for good after she uncovered JT had been in contact with Paul and spying on her father for months. Though JT planned to leave town, he snuck into Victoria's house, and when she realized he'd been the one who had left Victor for dead, JT punched her. Nikki, Sharon, and Phyllis appeared, and Nikki smashed him over the head with a fire poker. Thinking he was dead, the women buried his body. A few months later, JT's credit card was used, and after a few sightings, it was revealed that Nick had been gallivanting around in a JT mask in order to regain custody of Christian by obtaining documents to expose his father's health issues. But that hadn't been Victor's only problem. JT's bloody shirt was found in the stables, and Victor was arrested for JT's murder, which was the perfect time for JT to take his own revenge. He began haunting Victor's house, and when a surveillance system was found in the walls, everyone believed JT was still alive. In the meantime, Nikki, Phyllis, and Sharon were found guilty for his murder and were sent to prison. After an escape plan was carried out, and the women were able to break free during the transfer and hid out at the Abbott cabin, JT appeared and revealed that his body had washed away through a storm drain and had gone into the river. In a fury, he broke a gas line and tried to kill the women, but in the end, they all passed out and were rescued by Nick and Ray. Now here's where things may have gotten blurry. Some may not recall, but after the fact, JT had been diagnosed with a brain tumor. Once it was removed, JT pleaded for forgiveness, took accountability for his actions, and did time for the attempted murder of Victor. Which brings us to the present day. During a video call with JT, Elena explained that she hosts a podcast about medical stories that have changed people's lives. Though he didn't want to revisit that time in his life and the devastation his brain tumor caused, he did agree that if Victoria requested, he would hear her out. Elena tried to cover her tracks, and though he refused her then and there, JT did agree to think about it, and now has Elena's number. And with everything going on surrounding Elena, Nate, and Victoria, JT's latest appearance was left with an open-end invitation for him to return one day soon. Would you like to have JT back in the mix? Let us know how you'd like to see him fit in, or not, by sharing your thoughts in the comment section.